Hi Libra, welcome to your tarot session. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, I'm going to dive right into your reading and pick the general energy of the present moment. Okay, Libra, what is present for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising? The Ten of Swords. Okay, so the first thing that's coming up here is the end of doubt. It feels like something is telling you, Libra, quit the doubt, let go of the doubts, because the truth is rising. There's something very clear with the Ten of Swords. And when I was grounding before the session, I always shuffle the cards off camera before every reading. And I kept getting swords and doubts. And I was like, that's kind of an intense way to start a reading, to tell Libra that I'm thinking about doubts. I feel like you're starting to really notice how your mind is limiting you in certain situations. Like, you have the intelligence, you have the power, the will to do whatever you want in this life, but for some reason there's a lot of doubts coming through. So this is a huge confirmation for me of what I felt just before the session. The Ten of Swords is a blessing in disguise, always. The way the hand is placed, just like the Hierophant's hand, it's a very important symbol. Also, the sun rising in the background. Again, it's very clear to me that this is you hearing this call from the universe, from your guides. It could be, a call from inside the house, and you're done. You're done letting your doubts keep you from trying something new or believing that you can get wherever you want. I love this. Tens are very intense because they talk about completion. It's not always easy to end things and to move forward. Sometimes we're attached to something that's comfortable. We're attached to what we know. And I think that this could be, again, the way I'm seeing it with the sun in the background is your truth is rising. What feels true to you. Okay, let's start this reading. We have the Page of Cups. The Judgment card almost, fell also. So the Page of Cups is a new feeling. Something is initiated. You're curious about what your intuition has been trying to tell you here. So you've had a gut feeling for a while, Libra, that something bigger was calling you, that you were destined for something greater. It doesn't mean that you're not grateful for where you are. I think that there are probably a lot of things right now in your life that you are flowing with and accepting and maybe enjoying sometimes, but there's still, again, always the quiet voice of your intuition saying there's more. And you're right, there is more. And it's easier said than done when I'm like, quit the doubt, stop doubting. You're like, yeah, of course, I wish that the doubts would just dissolve and disappear. It's not how it works. But there's something here with the energy of the Page of Cups and the High Priestess. Like, this massive wave is washing over your doubts. This could literally be you having a conversation with a stranger, or you having a conversation with an old friend or someone that you value a lot, and they see you, they hear you in the moment, and hearing them acknowledging that you deserve more, acknowledging that, yes, maybe you have settled for less. I think that it's giving you the push that you need. The way I'm receiving this is that you're being recognized by someone. And with the High Priestess, you are protected. There's definitely something about you being protected for your next move. Yeah, and the Two of Swords is here. This is Moon in Libra. So your moods have been changing constantly, which is expected. You are supposed to change all the time. With all this watery energy, and of course the Two of Swords is air energy, also like the Ten of Swords, but there's always water on that card. There's the symbol of the moon, which is very important. The moon and the High Priestess in the tarot reminds us that emotions are supposed to change. It doesn't mean that you're not sure about what you want. It doesn't mean that you don't know who you are. And I think that this misconception of Libra, that you guys are undecisive, I feel like I heard so many people said it was a bad trait. It's not. You being undecisive confirms how much you want the best for yourself. I'm a very, very undecisive person, and I used to feel so bad about it. And I've been judged for it so many times. And at one point I was like, no, I'd rather be the type of person who sits with the invitation, who embodies the energy of the Two of Swords, to sleep on something if needed, to take the time to really think about all of the options, all the negatives and positive, and is it really what I want and what I need? So I think that it's not a bad thing that you're not so impulsive, that you feel the blockages, again, concerning your next move. I think it just confirms how you want to make this work for yourself. It's a sign of self-love, really, and self-respect. Impulsivity can be exciting, but I would say that usually your strongest impulse is not always your wisest, and that goes for all humans. So good that you took your time, good that, again, you've been changing your mind and you've been needing maybe a little bit of validation and a little bit of support from others and from the universe. Like, what am I going to do next? Please help me. Please guide me. Good. You are about to receive an important sign. And again, it feels like it's either an old friend or a random person. Maybe a client, if you work with clientele. There's something here about someone that's not necessarily in your day-to-day life, but they see you. And the conversation is definitely going to be one that you remember. It's going to impact you for this new journey that you're about to begin. So, yeah, the Death card. That's it. When I said I'm seeing like a massive wave just washing away something, the Death card is the deepest transformation. It's fixed water. So it's like everything that was contained within you, all of the memories, all of the doubts, it's all being washed away. It's ready to transform. The Death card is always about a new beginning. It's when we are stuck and finally we can see something coming to life. We have a new idea. We are ready. There's a natural flow to it. It's not something that you force. It's connected to the seasons of life and also your inner season. You weren't stuck, Libra. You weren't stuck. You were in a season of rest and reset. And even if you feel like you've been in that season for a few years or, a few months, I think it was essential. I know in my heart that it was essential for you to pause for a while. I'm not saying that you weren't busy, that you weren't working hard and doing your thing, but I think that there was a huge question mark when it comes to what comes next. So something begins, something is being birthed energetically, and at the heart of your reading, you have the Hermit. So the Hermit is the middle path. We realize that it's not about left or right. It's not about good or bad. It's about what feels right for us. And this card is all about the present moment, because the hermit only knows where his lantern is guiding him, which is the next step. So this is a situation, this is a new beginning where it's going to be about building something brick by brick. It's going to be about each step that you take, and there's no way you can know where this is going to lead you. So this is a full-on process of surrendering for you. I think that for Libra and for all air signs, it's not that easy to surrender because you are ready to take action when your heart is aligned. When you have an idea, when you feel ready for something, you just want to move as fast as you can. Sometimes that's great. I'm sure there are moments in your life where you can look back and you're like, that went by so fast and it was just perfect. Everything was perfectly timed. In this situation, especially with the hermit here at the heart of the reading, we are invited to take our time, to not rush something, to be as present as we can with each step. Because when we rush something, it satisfies the ego in the brain because it creates the illusion that we're moving faster whenever we're rushing something, but we're not necessarily moving faster. So here with the hermit, it really is about a shift in perspective for you when it comes to the timing of things, when it comes to the flow, and also I would say your relationship with patience. I feel like all humans in the time that we live in, everyone's impatient. Whenever I meet someone who is patient, who is present, I'm always amazed. I just love that type of people. It inspires me, it nourishes me, and it's something that I personally practice as much as I can. But still, we get impatient because everything is so accessible. Any answer is accessible to you from your phone. And just sometimes when we stop and think about that, it is crazy. You don't have to go to the library and do like hours of research. You just have to Google something and you'll get the answer. So we got used to the instant gratification. We got used to the very fast movement and energies just finding us and us getting all, again, the answers that we need so quickly. So we're all working on unlearning that and reprogramming our nervous system. And that is hard work, my friend. It really is. So you're not alone. And look at this. Hierophant, the Ten of Swords. Again, the hand is placed. If you've never noticed that, I would invite you to, take your tarot deck and look at the hand placement. It is so cool that it's exactly the same. And I learned that just a few months ago. The tarot is full of symbol and there's always something new to learn. That's why I'm so obsessed with that tool. So the Hierophant to me always felt like the best omen in the tarot. It is a very powerful energy and it's a card of change. All fives are connected to change. So things are about to change for you. But again, the pace. Here we're talking about Taurus, your fellow Venus sign. So the pace, the sacred pace of Taurus is very specific to them. They teaches us how to get deeply rooted into something. But you have the air energy also at Venus. You are the perfect balance of air and earth because Venus is so earthy in a way. It absorbs, it receives. There's something here that I feel in your life in the past 5 to 10 years, you have been giving to others nonstop. Is it pleasure? Is it abundance? Is it time? Is it energy, which energy is your currency? There is something that you've been giving away freely. And I think that there's some type of a limit that you're hitting. You realize I've been giving so much of myself away and I don't feel like I'm getting it in return. Like I'm not expecting to always get something back when I give. But at one point it's like I'm left depleted. My cup is empty and I'm always trying to meet people halfway, but they don't do the work and they don't show up for me. Also, I feel like there could definitely be a relationship where you're noticing they don't listen to me. And that creates some type of a wake-up call. I don't want to invest in relationships where people are not listening, people are not seeing me, people are not supporting me. It's just me giving, and giving. And when we get stuck in that pattern, which is a pattern that Venus ruled sign sometimes, struggle with. I'm a Taurus, so I get it, Libra. People get used to that. And it's not their fault. It's no one's fault. It's just the pattern. We're stuck in it. If someone is constantly giving, well, people, again, they get comfortable with that. So the need here with the Hierophant is to use your throat chakra. The Hierophant is connected to the throat chakra. So we want to express. We want to be clear. It's time more than ever to embody your boundaries and say, I'm sorry, but when we spend time together and you're not listening, it really hurts me. And I know that I haven't been clear before about that, but it's something that I have to do now. So earlier when I saw the Ten of Swords, I felt this right away. The truth is rising. Your truth is rising. And this connects also to how clear you are becoming concerning your boundaries. It's such hard work. It really is. Because it's so much easier to just not say anything and then ignore the situation, cut someone out of our lives and never speak to them again, or just accept that this is the relationship, this is what you're in. Sometimes people are going to just look at the positive, like, okay, I never feel seen or heard and I don't respect my boundaries, but that's such a good friend, that's someone who I have history with and I love the friendship at the end of the day. I think that this whole journey of transformation for you and of self-discovery, it's going to bring up invitations that are quite painful. I don't think it's going to be easy for you to put your limit and to respect them. And I don't think everyone is going to respond in a great positive way and supportive way. Some people are going to get very uncomfortable and triggered. And you know what? That's what happens when we honor our boundaries. It shows people where the door is. It shines a light on who has been benefiting from us not respecting ourselves and our own limits. So again, I don't think it's going to be the most comfortable thing for you. Good. Because this is how you grow. This is how you're going to initiate change. And your ability to initiate change, that's empowerment. That's the definition of empowerment. Your ability to create change. So, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Three of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles, so connected to the Hermit. It's a Virgo card. It's number 9. They really have this a lot of the same frequency. But here we are enjoying the fruits of our labor. We are surrounding ourselves with people who help us fill up our cup. People who celebrate us. People who say, I'll be there each step of the way. And if you need anything, I can listen. I know you are meant for something greater. And the Justice card, which is your card, came up right after. So look at all the major cards, by the way. And notice that there are 3 cards with pillars on both sides. And what did I tell you when I saw the Hermit? I was like, this is the middle path. This is not about left or right. It's about what's right for you. Standing in the middle, finding a place of balance. And the pillars are symbols of protections, of boundaries, because there's no walls in front of you. Walls keep everybody out. Boundaries show people where the door is. So now you're protected, clear boundaries. And the Justice card is the card that says everyone wins. Even if I've struggled with relationship, even if I was hurt in the past, I'm not looking to hurt anyone back. I want everyone to win. And I think that this is something also about Venus rule sign. We really want the best for everyone. And this is something personal, but I'm going to share it with you. Really the foundation of my own magical practice and my tarot practice. Always the first thing I say and the first intention I set is always, this is for the greater good of anyone involved. It could be a tarot reading. It could be spell work. I do a lot of spell work for the people in my life, and it's always important for me to always set that intention. And it's so Justice card. For the greater good of everyone involved. So this tells me, because I know that as a reader, when this message come up with the Justice card, I know that there could be events in your life in the near future where someone loses something that benefits you. It's also for their greater good. So this is very important, and it's on both sides. Another person's success doesn't take anything away from yours, and also your success doesn't take anything away from them. But I do feel like this is about a series of events that I want to be careful with the words I'm using, because what I'm getting is they're being kicked out of somewhere. It could be someone at your job, they lose their job, unfortunately, but it's for their greater good. Or there's something that happened and you get the job, you get the invitation because another person could not get it. At first, it sucks for them. At first, there's maybe shame and guilt, but you will soon realize that it was for the greater good of everyone involved. And I think that the most important thing for you is to be in that receptive state. I deserve this. My success doesn't take anything away from theirs. This is my path, and that was their path. Here with the 3 of Pentacles, listen, this is Mars and Capricorn, my favorite Mars placement, probably my favorite Mars card also. It's so interesting because Mars is action and Capricorn is discipline. So here we have the mix really of fortunate events and the universe pushing us in the right direction, and us, our hard work and dedication. So it's a mix of luck and dedication. I love this for you. Whatever is about to begin will require collaboration. It will bring you closer to new people, which is exciting. And if you are willing to put in the time, to dedicate time to this new beginning, there's no limits to the abundance that can find you. But again, the work to get there is the foundational work. That's why the Page of Cups came first, because the page really are the roots. So emotional foundations, your boundaries, your truth is rising. All of the inner work, all of the great questions that you've been asking yourself, all of the deaths and rebirths that you've experienced in the past, again, 5 to 10 years, they will serve you well, my friend. And now the sun is rising. Luck is clearly on your side. And you have been initiating change. You have been empowered. And the universe is about to send some type of payoff. And I love this for you. Let me pick an oracle card, Libra. Libra. We have manifestation. What you seek is seeking you. And at the bottom of the deck, we have spells and ritual bring magic and self-care together. So what I shared with you makes sense. This is my confirmation when I said, always be careful. Also with manifestation, we don't want to pull things in. When it comes to spell work, manifestation, all those things, it's not about obsessing over the outcome. It is about your dedication. It's about the consistency and making sure that you still want this. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes you can receive something that you manifested 10 years ago, and the timing just isn't right. It's weird. Sometimes it's annoying, but this is how it works. So when we choose to manifest, when we choose to set ourselves on this clear intention, we have to make sure that this is something that we will want in 5 to 10 years, because time is not linear. The future isn't fixed. Unfortunately, the universe doesn't care about your plans. The universe, it doesn't owe you anything. You owe to yourself to stay present with what is, to embody the hermit energy at all cost. And the hermit is not a card of isolation. I think this is probably like top 5 biggest misconception in the tarot. The hermit is introspection. And sometimes we have to do that work when we're surrounded by a bunch of people, when we are in very like social times at work and with family. Hermit is not a card of isolation. It really isn't. Sometimes it does happen that we isolate in the process. But when we're able to do all of those things without isolating ourselves, I think we're really creating some type of magic, because humans, sometimes we naturally build walls when we're having a hard time maintaining boundaries or feeling good in our relationships. We're going to isolate because of how we feel. And I don't think you're doing that now. I think that you've learned very important lessons, and they're coming with you in this new beginning. Your truth is rising, and the doubts are cleared, and the blockages are lifted. And what comes next is, again, there's no limits to what you can accomplish here before the end of the year, really. I'm sending so much love, Libra. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you guys next week.